Have you ever caught yourself thinking, what's wrong with me? The relationship is over, you've stopped texting, maybe you've gone no contact. Deep down, you know they weren't right for you, so why does it still hurt? Why can one quiet moment suddenly knock the wind out of you? Why does an old memory show up out of nowhere and suddenly you're right back there again? Why do you find yourself thinking, come on, shouldn't I be over this by now? That question breaks people's hearts a second time because they think, I understand what happened. I know they weren't healthy for me, so why am I still feeling this? As the heartbreak guy, I think this is one of the least talked about parts of heartbreak. Everybody talks about leaving, blocking, no contact, deleting the photos, surviving the breakup, but very few people talk about what happens after the storm. When the arguments stop, the checking becomes less frequent, the panic isn't as intense, life gets quieter, and yet something still feels unsettled inside you. That's a real stage of healing, and far too many people judge themselves during it. They think, maybe I'm obsessed, maybe I'm weak, maybe I secretly still want them back. Not necessarily. Sometimes you're simply living through the aftershock, because heartbreak doesn't end when the relationship ends. It begins to end when your nervous system finally accepts that it's over. And your nervous system moves much more slowly than your mind. Your mind may already know the truth. You know they were inconsistent. You know they hurt you. You know the relationship wasn't enough. But your body is still catching up because your body learned habits. Waiting, hoping, checking, relief, disappointment. Your nervous system built an entire rhythm around another human being. Then suddenly they're gone. Your body doesn't calmly say, okay, understood. It says something important is missing. That's why you feel that heaviness in your chest. That's why you suddenly want to check your phone. That's why memories show up at the strangest times. That's why you can miss someone even when you know the relationship wasn't good for you. Those aren't just thoughts. They're nervous system experiences. And you don't think your way out of nervous system experiences. You move through them. That's also why just move on is just fucking useless advice. Healing isn't an intellectual decision, it's a biological adjustment. Your whole nervous system is learning a new normal, and that takes time. Here's something I wish more people understood. Healing doesn't mean pretending the relationship never mattered. It means integrating it. Your nervous system slowly learns, yes, this happened. Yes, it hurt. Yes, I survived. And yes, I can build a beautiful life after it. That doesn't happen overnight. It happens in layers. One of those layers is what I call the quiet stage. Life isn't chaotic anymore, but it also doesn't feel exciting yet either. You're no longer surviving, but you're not fully thriving. That middle ground can be incredibly uncomfortable because people start wondering, what if this is just how life feels now? It isn't. You're in transition, and transition almost always feels strange while you're living through it. This is also the stage where people often go back, not because the relationship suddenly became healthy, but because familiarity feels safer than emptiness. That's an important distinction. Sometimes you don't actually miss the person, you miss the emotional rhythm, the constant stimulation, the focus, the waiting, the hoping. Even painful relationships give your nervous system something to organize itself around. When that disappears, the silence can feel unsettling. That's not always love. Sometimes it's withdrawal, and emotional withdrawal is real. So if this is where you are right now, please stop telling yourself you're failing. You're healing. There's a huge difference. Instead of asking, how do I stop feeling this? Try asking, what is my nervous system learning right now? Because right now, it's learning how to live without constantly chasing, without waiting, without reacting, without hoping for the next message, without organizing your entire emotional world around one person. That's powerful work, even when it doesn't feel good. Right now, your job isn't to become perfectly healed. Your job is much simpler. Stabilize. Let the feelings come without assuming you've gone backwards. Let the memories appear without believing they mean you should go back. Let yourself have difficult days without deciding you failed. That's what healing actually looks like. It's not dramatic, it's quiet, it's gradual, and it's far more successful than most people realize. So if you're still hurting, please don't use that as evidence that letting go was the wrong decision. Use it as evidence that your heart and your nervous system are still catching up to each other. That process deserves patience, not judgment. If you're trying to heal after heartbreak and you'd like someone to help you understand what your mind and your nervous system are going through, I'm Daniel Michael, the Heartbreak Guy. I help people untangle heartbreak, rebuild their self-worth, and finally find peace again. If you'd like my help, you can book a private one-on-one session through the link in my bio, or if you need to talk sooner, you can reach me through Pop Call by chat, voice, or video. And remember this, healing isn't measured by how quickly the pain disappears. It's measured by how gently you learn to carry it until one day you no longer have to.